Greetings to anybody in London, England, United Kingdom. This is so exciting for me, and this is all about my family support. So I want to start out to show you how serious I am. And then I have something I promised Emilia Clarke, if you are listening, okay, on behalf of my country, the United States of America, and I'm sure my president, Donald Trump, would approve of this, because I'm reaching out in friendship. Yes, I say it again, friendship, Emilia. Okay, but I'll get to that in a little bit. I promised you something I would say publicly, and I'm not ashamed to do this. You know, it's because I hold you in high esteem, okay? And when I make a promise, I keep it. So, as you can see here, I'm very serious about the moving sale fundraiser. Um, People might think, oh man, this is so crazy. Why would you do that? Here I am selling all my stuff. Everything to get to London, England, UK. Probably somebody might think, now that's crazy. Well, unfortunately, I don't have the kind of funding I would need to ship my furniture. The helmets, by the way, are not mine. That's my stepdad. Sorry. He decided to throw some stuff in too. But as you can see, I am very serious about coming to London. I don't know how much more to be serious about. So family has added things in the sale also, but that's okay. So my little red tub that you see there, it's like a coffee container to the left that's got my picture on it, showing my photo. Where anybody wants to make a donation to help me to get to London, they can. And I've had at least a few people make donations in the little red container there. Um, I had to throw a little humor in here. Yes, the flotation raft, of course, is not as good as Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen's boat. But as you can see, everything must go. So, yes, I am selling everything. Um, and sorry if I sound a little bit odd. Yes, I have so much furniture. Not that I would marry two wives. I was just kidding around. Don't take me serious, okay? But with much humor, you can see that I am very serious about this. Um, I couldn't believe I hadn't seen my stuff in like over 5 years. I'm like, oh my gosh, like floor to ceiling, and it was even longer that I had not actually seen my stuff because I was in Idaho on the Nez Perce Indian Reservation of USA. So here I am working hardworking. Um, it's sometimes it reaches anywhere from 70 to 80 degrees right now. Currently, while you're hearing my voice, it's kind of cloudy. It's been raining off and on, but that's okay. One of the things I really like is the fact that, everybody tells me you have so much potential and they really want to see me make a go of this. My mom, she's still recovering from spinal surgery, and I do love my mom for being so supportive. She has a great personality that I feel, honestly, I have gotten from my mom. She would like to see me meet a young lady who would treat me right, and you know, I think I have a lot to offer somebody. Um, my mom is one who has much positive outlook in my life, and she thinks that, and I believe in this too, that anything can happen. I just can't have to remember not to accept negativity from people telling me you can't do this, you won't do this, because I can. Um, my stepmom, she um, believes that it's good for me to have goals, and so with having goals, she has great belief that I probably could, achieve anything. Um, my stepdad, he's always said, if there's anything you ever need, just always ask. Sometimes I get in a bad habit. I try to out of pocket spend for whatever it is I need to get. He's like, just ask, man, because I have so much stuff that I can, like, help out with. So I take that into heart sometimes. But, he always seems to be there for me, and I greatly appreciate him. So, anyway, I do have a style about me. Yes, I am not rich, but I am trying to reach up to the potential that was awoken in me by the great acting skills of Emilia Clarke. Like this, for example, is a style of bed, which I put in a bit of humor, fit for Daenerys, a Marine, because when it's all assembled, it's kind of like the look of India, where you throw like a sheer curtain over it, kind of like something that a princess or even a queen would have, So, and I've got that listed on Craigslist to raise the fund I need. And then, of course, we go into the style I had that it cost me 1,800. It had to work two jobs to pay this off. It's like a black and chrome set. Um, and I'm not asking really a whole lot for it. But again, as you can see, yes, I do have some style. Um, you know, Perhaps I do need a woman's touch in styling furniture and what have you, but at least it kind of hints, that I do have a little bit of flair about me. But as you can see, I'm selling everything to get to London. I mean, everything. So now do you see that I am serious? I hope you do. There's nothing reason for me to lie about anything, really. So, even threw in the golf clubs. It's like I never used them. And I really don't need this because my life has had now a whole new direction. And So the only thing I'm be coming to London with really is just basic necessities, clothing. I still might have to pay cargo, I guess, on the ship that I take there because, um, of course, I'm going to have to start out with what clothing I have. But it would be kind of nice, when I do make friends, somebody might volunteer and say, hey, if you're going to be a future actor, you need to get you a whole different style. You know, yes, I was kind of hoping Emilia would want to volunteer for this. Not that she's paying for anything. Coming because by the time I get done, if I'm lucky enough, I should have a good modest sum. I have a goal of $10,000 to $20,000. This is what I want to come to London with, and as it is, just a one-way passage on the Queen Mary, from what I understood, is only going to be $1,500, which is no problem. Okay, so if they have these lockers I've heard about, because it would look kind of dorky, like traveling around in a London cab with all my luggage and stuff, looking for a flat to rent. Find a place, then I take the London cab back to the port of entry, grab my stuff, try to get settled. Probably going to have to buy furniture because if it's a hardwood floor, that might be a little painful. And then, of course, then I have to get my screen cinema attorney who refers me to my very first time agent. Got to do a photo shoot to get my name out there to hopefully be in every magazine possible. Um, and perhaps, well, I don't know if I should mention it. I don't want to make Emilia Clarke mad at me, but I did enjoy her photos that I have seen from her various magazines around the world. Um, but I have always been one of modesty, I will confess. But I want to do something crazy. So, Amelia, I just have a question. What would you think if a guy did something, like you said, it was only a mere hint of nudity, right? And that's why I come to appreciate your style. What if one did a special photo shoot with a washcloth? Nothing but the washcloth. Don't answer that. I'll just let your mind think on that. Okay. Now I feel, if you could see my face, you could see I'm probably turning 3 shades of red because I can't believe I actually said that. Okay, moving on from there. So here's where I have a special invitation to anyone in London, United Kingdom, who would like to join me on this quest to making a future first-time movie come true. Okay, again, this is for the Game of Thrones, The Missing Link, Lost Pages of Time. And if anyone has followed in youtube.com the narration that I did, I'm currently working on the scene lines now. And it doesn't mean I can't come up with the scene lines, but I thought to myself, well, since I would like to do a gift for the United Kingdom by holding a Dragon's Lair pageantry, why not see if there's anybody in the United Kingdom that would like to team up with me? And I would more be than happy to share the copyright for my skill of content with, say, an aspiring writer of London. You could be already in the London Cinema College, where I hope to eventually be, or graduated. And I think it would be quite the awesome thing to work with another country. And it's not just for my benefit. I mean, because if you get credit, which I would more be than happy to share with you, because the copyright says I'm allowed to share by my given permission any credit that for anybody else says, okay, we could add these scene lines, and I'd be more than happy. It's like, yeah, add right to it. I could even send you by email a copy of my audio, because I'm not very good at typing. That's why I have to have a transcriptionist. So, as you can see in my photo here, yes, it's not my professional photo, but it's a good start. Um, and I use the symbolism of, you have many fans, right? And so, of all the fans, you have one that says, hey, you made a major impact in my life. Now, I want to, again, and you all who log into youtube.com are my witness, as is my country, the United States of America, and I'm sure Donald Trump, if he ever watches YouTube, will more be than happy to vouch for me. I have no intentions, I repeat, no intentions of saying anything offensive to Emilia Clarke. Yes, I know I have a funny accent, but I'm an American. What can I say? At least I'm man enough to admit it. Amelia, I apologize to you for anything that you may have taken as an offense. I think we should both, if you would agree, put this behind us and start off over, okay? Because I'm one that likes to meet people of other countries. Okay, we both had bad days and we just let it go at that. Okay, I do apologize for anything. You know, you look like somebody that I could actually get get used to being a friend with. Um, I've seen you in interviews. I know you can laugh. I know you have a good sense of humor. I mean, I've seen it. Okay, I may not be talking to you directly, and you know what? It's okay, Amelia, if you want to laugh at me. I might even laugh with you, just because um, when I'm approached right, not negatively, I do have a personality that, again, you would probably find maybe amusing. Um, some people say I might be a slapstick. I'm not sure what that is. Somehow I got the bad idea somebody might smack me in the back of the head with a ruler or something. I don't know if that's the same thing. But I am quite the person that, if you laughed at me, I'd be like, well, the positive look is I did make you smile and laugh, now didn't I? That's an accomplishment for me. I do wish you the very best, Amelia. I would hope that we could become friends, if we should meet in London. I do have a positive outlook for you. Um, I wouldn't be, even though it don't look like I've gotten far, I wouldn't have written as many movie scripts as I have now if it wasn't for you. Now, I don't want you to be upset with me, but let me explain. See, Amelia, if somebody tells you you've had a major impact on your life, it's not meant as an offense. I know that we are from two different cultures. You're from London, and as an example, like in my country, we call an umbrella umbrella. You call it a bumper shoot. Okay, I've actually taken the time to study some things. I know I don't know everything, but see, this is why I wish I had somebody like you to guide me. What are the proper etiquettes of London? What are the do's and don'ts? Somebody's willing to take the time to like groom me, and so that way I don't go oops and I like make somebody mad or something by accident. So anyway, as an example, we might say over here we have a restroom, you might call it the loo, as an example, see? So we do have different cultures, but it's through the culture differences that friendship builds. We compare notes. Yes, you are a higher class, but is it so wrong for me to worship the ground you walk on? I mean, seriously, that would be like a compliment for you because you may have many fans, but you don't get a fan every day that says, hey, you made an impact on my life. I've discovered a hidden talent. Um, and so I hold you in high esteem. That's not a threat. I mean, seriously, you look at my photo. Do I look that scary? Seriously? I mean, I don't see you as being like some of the people of, well, I don't know if you heard of the famous stories about women that would like kill men in cold blood. Of course they got caught and went to prison. I don't see you scary to me, so why should you see me as scary to you? I'm just an easygoing guy. I think that if we were to meet, you might find me humorous. You might even actually get to like me. You know, um, I was always told you can't judge a book by its cover. you know, and it's not an offense, Amelia. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm trying to compliment you as a, reaching out from my country to you and yours. Um, in my opinion, which I'm entitled to by my country's constitutional rights, I see you as the world's most beautiful woman with much talent. Now, you should take that as a compliment, right? Um, I would like to know. Or at least I would hope that one day you might even reach out and say, okay, strange American, who the heck are you? I mean, it's okay if you want to address me that way, or you might be like, okay, we got an American weirdo here. See, I can like say stuff about myself and it's kind of funny, and I'm okay with that. I can be reached on Facebook, Skype. I don't know if you have Skype. It's like a webcam communication thing. Um, I am maybe probably a little bit of aloof, but hey, at least I'm man enough to admit it. You know, I just I have so much friendship to offer. And also maybe I'm not looking for a future companion of my country. Well, I'll explain that if we should ever meet in London. I'm actually looking for somebody who is in London. I don't know if the rumor is true or not, but I've had veterans of my country who served in the armed forces say that European women find American men attractive. Maybe if you don't, that's fine. But I'm sure there's some lady in London that might like to know me, and um, find out what kind of man I am. I'm probably not like any man you've ever met. I know you can't believe this because all you're doing is hearing my voice. And if I were in your shoes, I'd probably be the same way. How can you believe what you hear on a voice, microphone, or a photo? Because again, it's about meeting somebody in person. Um, you know, and it's not about one's looks. I accept you as you are. I would not expect anything less. Um, I have much respect and um, um, well, yeah, I have much respect and passion for what you do. And for me, it's like right now, yeah, I may be struggling with my words. It's just how do I try to convince you that I'm not that bad of a person? You know, okay, so we had a bad experience. We both, probably, things just didn't get off right. But I don't want it to be like we're permanently in a hatred thing. I don't hate you. I actually admire you. That's not bad, and don't be scared by that. I mean, there should be like something flattering for you. A man would admire you. You should be like, wow. I mean, it's all good. Um, and I wouldn't have found this hidden talent of writing movie scripts if it wasn't for you. Um, you're my favorite actress. And Peter Dinklage, who acts as Tyrion Lannister, he's my favorite male actor. And by the way, Emilia, not that you would get a chance, but if you do see Peter Dinklage, let him know that if I'm ever in London, and if he permits it, I so want to buy him a beer. I mean, I'm serious. He is like my favorite male actor. He's like the awesome dude that I would love to buy a beer. Now, he probably only knows where the best London pubs are, so I'll let him point those out if we should ever meet, because the drink would be on me. He wouldn't have to spend anything, and it's like such an honor to buy him a beer. I'm serious. He is like the awesome dude that I would love to meet. But anyway, um, you know, I think that we could be good friends. It's just a matter of giving it a chance. You know, Now, I won't, if you still think, and I'm going to tell you from my heart, because my heart is right now so big and bursting with um, the innocence of my heart. And yes, I will admit I am naive. Perhaps you've even sensed it. Maybe that's what scares you, is that I'm this nice guy, and you're not used to nice guys. I don't know. Until you actually talk to me, like, we're communicating. I might only see your picture and hear your voice, but until we actually talk, you won't know what kind of person I am. And so, um, you know, I think that um, you have a personality that you're like this mystery woman. There's a mystery about you that I really want to know. And that's not something you should be threatened by either. I mean, there's no harm in that. What is the mystery about you that I could learn from you? I mean, had our paths long, long ago. maybe crossed, you being a teenager, and I understand you went to, is it like, I guess you call it in your country, boarding school for girls, I guess it was. They have something similar like that here. I'm not sure if it's the same Catholic church that you go to. I think they call it North American Catholic Church. They do have like some parochial schools, but I went to like a public school, and we've had exchange students before. And had our paths crossed, I'm sure we would have had a wonderful time. Even if you wanted to laugh at me all the time, it'd be like, okay, because I'd be laughing too. It's like, because again, it's like, wow, okay, I must be doing something right. I don't care if she laughs at me, hey, I'm this funny American, and I probably do strange things or say weird things, but as long as you're smiling and laughing, that's got to be good, right? At least got a positive outlook on life. So I just wanted to let you know, Amelia, I have no hard feeling against you, and I would hope that you wouldn't hate me because hatred is not a good thing. Obviously, I'm not going to hate you, and I don't see why you should hate me. We don't even know each other yet. Um, I think we could be good friends, and who knows? Anything's possible. I'm not going to hint or try to put myself on you because that's not the way I am. And if you knew me as well as people who actually know me, I think you would see this. So here's my invitation to any Londoner who is out there listening, because I'm going to be posting this on Facebook and in tweet if I can. I'm still learning how that function works. So I learn as I go. Britain's Got Talent. And I say that with much pride because where is Emilia Clarke from? Britain, obviously. I'm inviting someone to join me on a quest, okay, to add any scene lines that they would like to see in addition to the ones that I have. Now, again, mine's verbal, but hey, I got a transcriptionist that I got to reestablish contact with where they listen to what is being said because they're a better typist than I am. And they will type it out in hard copy. And then, of course, I got to send it to whoever does the actual like screenwriting. So the transcription just puts it like storybook form. As an example, you take out a page from Stephen King's book, and you want to turn it into a movie script. Well, you got to remove all the narration, and then you got to put in like, okay, for example, Emilia Clarke's line, and then you put in Peter Dinklage's line, but you don't have all the narration in there. So it's like another stage to the actual script. And right now, I'm only at stage 1. Stage 2 is the transcriptionist, and stage 3 is the screenwriting part. Well, I think it would be so awesome as a gift to have talent initiative between two great nations. My country, the United States of America, and Emilia Clarke's country, the United Kingdom. And I think even Donald Trump would be impressed by this because, again, I'm reaching out in friendship. It's not a terrorist thing. It's not a threat. I'm actually trying to do something that shows friendship between two countries. I so look forward to going to the London Cinema College because if I can make the Dean's List 4 times and I have a diploma that I have over 750 plus college style hours, I guess that's what they call it, credit hours, I don't see me not making that point of getting the master's degree and becoming an actor while promoting my my movie scripts to becoming actual movies. Now, I will be doing copyrights. My first one will be for The Lost Age of the Time. And it's all about this prophecy of the human who ends up in her world. Now, Amelia's probably thinking right now, I'm pretty sure, well, isn't that like something that would be kind of unusual? Well, yeah, you're right. It would be. But see, anybody can pick up a remote control and start watching the Game of Thrones. You haven't really researched it. This is why my Chinese professor said that I was one who always has attention for details. And that was from BCTI. I made the Dean's List because I know how to research. So I go online and it's like, how do I get to know the Mother of Dragons? Not just by the movie, but to really get to know her. And I now really know her. Yes, she is a queen you don't want to trifle with. She has three dragons. But there's a side of her that they don't really tell. You see it in some scenes, like, yeah, she's with this knight, and the knight really loves her, but she's got a different, like, objective, and, well, he don't tell um, a certain flair that she's looking for when she wants to have a suitor. So it's about her sensuality side. She don't show it a lot because she's to be feared and revered, that you don't want to cross her path. You can easily tick her off. But there's a side of her that she's a little bit reluctant and doesn't let it show a whole lot. And this is where the human comes in. There's a prophecy about this human that comes into our world. Now, some people might think, well, but in the earth? Well, no, because I came across online research that said that in theory, and I quote, Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen's world is 3 to 5 times bigger than that of Earth. Now, here's where it's going to make sense. Why would you say Earth is 3 times bigger than itself? You see how contradictory that is? It's not Earth. Because if it was, they wouldn't have put in that statement that it's 3 to 5 times in theory bigger than Earth. So in which case it means it is an alien world. Okay. So there was redundancy there. That left the door open after the major impact that Emilia had in my life. Now here's the other thing too. How does a Targaryen queen, very powerful, who symbolically, because in her world symbolism is everything, handle a human coming into her world who can never go back? Because we all know about the Bermuda Triangle, right? And I use what is something which I will hope to make the MA degree back me on. It's called realism. The realism is to give the viewer that this could be real. What if you ended up like, say, anybody watched Stargate and it became like the series SG-1? Well, what if it was like where I came into her world and I can't go back because of a catastrophic event that sent me there? How am I going to survive? To send the viewer also, I can't stereotype because that would be offensive. Daenerys might want to take my head or other parts, which I won't go into, that might be painful. Okay, so you can see a little bit of humor there. Ouch. How do I survive? How do I make myself respectable in her eyes? Because I'm the only human, and there may not ever be another human coming in their world. She considers me to be a treasure because my blood color is different. And it finally is revealed that whereas humans have sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing, and thought, people of the 7 known kingdoms and Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen has twice as many as humans. That means if she wanted to, she could think circles around me. She has 12 senses. Okay? You ever watched the series? Seriously, again, I have attention to detail. All she had to do is close her eyes. She didn't say, oh, here, dragon, 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 come on, think about it. I've watched the series. She closes her eyes. It's like a telepathy thing. And we humans don't really have that. She closes her eyes and all of a sudden dragons show up. I mean, like, how cool is that? Okay, humans don't possess that. So, there is something that is attention to detail. So, that I had taken into consideration. So, I'm willing to share my copyright for anyone who is like myself. If you want to help me with this, I'm inviting you. I'll even give you my email address. It's all cool. Because I would like to see this go through. It's not just for helping me to get out there and make a name for myself. I want to help others who have talent in London, England, get recognized as well. And I think it would be such a cool teamwork thing. I mean, I think this would really be awesome. So, with all great copyrights comes a great film. Now, this means that if you are already in the cinema or you have just graduated, I think we could work together on this and on the Lost Page of Time. Again, it's not because I can't come up with scene lines. I think that there is a potential here of friendship between nations, you know. And of course, yes, the dogs have to yell. Pardon me while I go get after them. Sorry about that. Okay, I know this is not exactly on track. Emilia Clarke, I have to do this for my mom. I hope you understand. My mom wanted me to let you know that she thinks you are a very beautiful young lady. Well, she called you a girl, but I don't know if you would be offended by that. But my mom likes the Game of Thrones, and I told my mom if I had the opportunity, I would pass it along. So my mother, Mela Bingasser, says that you are a very beautiful young lady. So I hope you appreciate my mother's compliments as well. That's from my mom, passing it on to you. So I hope you like the compliment because I promised my mom I'd get this out there. So there's a compliment from my mother, and so anyway, I have to agree with her. Yes, you are very beautiful. So, all right. Well, now that I shared my mom's compliment to you, I hope you like that. Okay, now that I got the dogs to quiet it down, they always seem to do that, like when police sirens go by. I don't know what it is, but dogs like to howl. So, and unfortunately, I don't have a studio. So yes, I'm like holding the fort, so to speak, of my moving sale while my mom's in a doctor's appointment. So I'm kind of like here by myself at the moment. Um, Here's another redundancy I want to cover real quick. Does everybody remember the scene where um, Daenerys Stormborn became the Mother of Dragons? Now you remember why, don't you? Well, because she probably was so sad. She thought that, she just wanted to go with her husband, Drogo. Well, at the same time, the sorceress lied to her. Now, does everybody think that's the only reason that Daenerys told her, yes, you will scream, but it's not your screams you want, it's your life? Do you ever think that there is a little more to that, even though she didn't go into it? Because again, I have attention for detail. Again, this is why I made the Dean's List, because I research everything, and that's why I had nothing but straight A's when I made the Dean's List 4 times and graduated with honors from BCTI with a credible diploma. So you see, when I enter into the London Cinema College, I'm not just entering in like anybody else. I have, oh, okay, sorry about that. I have even more to offer because of the other diploma I can fall on too from the business world. How much money will the movies make that I have written? Well, the redundancy anyway that I found is Daenerys doesn't like sorcerers or sorceresses. If she knew how Jon Snow was risen from the dead, do you think she really would have married him? I think not. See, when I've watched, and I'm already up to like series 6, okay, Jon Snow did not like the idea, and I have to respect Jon Snow for this because he doesn't like the fact that she would worship um, a fire that says you burn people at the stake, or even like the former King Lannis's daughter. So, um, anyway, he cast her out. So, with that having been said, okay, I think the secret was not revealed. So this is where another opportunity opens. And so, um, if she knew that Jon Snow was risen from the dead by a sorceress, I don't think she would have married him. So I think the secret isn't revealed. And this is where my connection between Series 8 and the motion picture that I've already written, because I've written the motion picture, Game of Thrones 2, 3, and 4, and I've also written the pilot to the Valerian Tales, which will be a total of 9 series, various episodes, of course. And, so there's some of the things that I'll cover if we should ever meet in person. Um, and I've actually worked very hard. Sometimes I only get like 2 hours sleep, but it's because of this skill that I never knew I had. And thanks to Emilia Clarke, it's been open for me. Um, so the talent is there. Now, I'm sure the original author is going to be wondering, okay, I don't know about this guy. He seems a little shady for an American. Well, here's the thing. It's what we call in my country a clinch hitter. Now, I don't know what actors, actresses make. It's not like I'm going to poke in their personal business, but I'm sure it's not like hourly minimum wage thing. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, they get based on what, how many years they've been doing it or have you a certain amount, right? Can you find anywhere in history any actor or actress who has worked for no pay? Did you hear that? Again, I am not asking for anything. And before I put anything out in public, the first thing that comes to my mind, what is legal? What is not legal? Okay, so I had checked into this, and if I am working for free, that's right. That means if I want to have the experience of acting, okay, because I am going to have an affidavit with my copyright that says the title Game of Thrones, I claim no credit on, no stills, no themes, no designs, unless it would be my own, nothing. Okay, so now I'm not stealing anything. And on top of that, I, upon approval of my movie scripts becoming actual movies, all other actors and actresses would get paid whatever it is they make. But here I am willing to work for nothing. Now you're probably all thinking, but that would be like crazy. Well, see, what I understand is if I'm not getting paid for anything, how am I gaining or taking anything from the original author? You see what I'm saying? I'm not taking one red cent just for the expenses and just for the experience. And that's how it works. So, um, basically, then that means I'm honoring the original author by accepting no pay. I'm not making anything off his name. Obviously, expenses. If, say, a producer approves of my movie script, obviously, I might have to take jet plane, although that's scary because I never been on one before, to get to a certain scene or what have you. The nice thing about the Lost Pages of Time is that technically I'm giving the actors or actresses additional work because my part is very small. The very last episode 10, the only thing I do is in a scene, pretend like I can't speak very well because I've been floating out, at sea for a long time. I finally washed up on the shores of Slaver's Bay, and Daenerys finds me in strange clothing, and the only thing I was like, hey, wait, don't go, because I'm thinking like I'm dead and looking at this angel, and I'm thinking as a human, I'm in heaven looking at this beautiful angel with bright blonde hair, and that's after she rolls me over. So that's the only thing. And then, of course, that's where it leads off, because now you're in suspense. You have to wait for the motion picture to come out. That's the only part I get. Um, but the rest of it is all where it leads up to the point of this prophecy of the human coming into her world. And yes, he does some dumb things. It's a bit of humor. Hey, everybody needs humor in a good story, right? And even Daenerys finds him to be intriguing because he's not like any man that she's ever had to deal with in her world, but she tries to groom him and get him to realize, you can't get back to your world now, but I don't want you to die of loneliness. And she considers him to be a great treasure, greater than any treasure she has, because there's no other person like me, that comes into her world. And she even finds me humorous because of the strange things I do or say. And this is something that, any Supreme Queen would probably find very intriguing. It's like, okay, this guy is definitely different. So what I'm looking for is somebody who in London who has the talent of writing as well. I think we could make a great team project on this. You might think of it as a great idea. Why not? Again, I'm willing to share credit. It's not about me just taking the spotlight or taking all the credit. So I'm inviting anybody who is interested to write me an email, post it on Facebook, tweet, or even Skype me. Leslie A. Lechner is my Skype address. And we can either chat, or you might even want to see what I look like on cam. That's okay too. Um, so the big question is, what is your talent? Well, there might be screenwriters out there in London. There might be those who know how to do scene lines, like, panning camera a certain way, or what the description of the background is, or even the music that would be chosen. It's all about letting someone's talent grow. And I think this would be so cool to start a friendship from me in my country to somebody in London. Because eventually I'm going to get there. People, should eventually come around and, um, make donations to GoFundYou.com under the education category. I'm the only one that's listed as Leslie A. Lechner, um, London referral. I go by the name Ted. It's a kind of embarrassing story. When I was like a little kid, my grandmother, who is deceased, said I was her teddy bear because, well, that was like the first thing I got. But anyway, that's how I got it. I was called Teddy, and well, then how it is in high school, people will start picking on you about your name, so I kind of just shortened it down to Ted. So, but I won't be known by that name for long because I want to take back a heraldry birthright that I have, and again, I'll explain that eventually. So it is an invitation out there, and it's not like you're working for free because, again, like with all my other expenses, you would get covered for what you put in for writing additional scene lines. And if you would like to write additional scene lines to what I have, granted, my writing is by verbal, but again, because I'm not exactly a good typist, I'm not fast, and I know there's people out there faster. Um, just send me an email. I'll send you what I have once I have my copyright in place, and you can add to it. Who knows? If you can transcribe what I have on audio, I'll even pay you for it. You heard me correctly. Um, Again, I would hope that somehow I've reached out and touched Emilia some way, even if it's verbal. Again, I'm sorry somehow as we Americans would say, got our wires crossed. It's never my intent to offend you. And, I'd like to start out as friends. I think that, we could have a lot in common. Um, you know, it's about having a common ground, finding out what we have in common. Um, there could be something there that you don't know about. Just like, until you get to know me, you wouldn't really know what kind of person I am like. And I just don't want to be like an enemy. Again, not on the terms you specified. If you still think, Amelia, that I owe you 1800, what if I was say, well, not on those terms? I would be more than happy to give you more than 1800. You heard me correctly. I would rather give you more. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I might sound too forward. Well, maybe I should just wait to see if you ever decide to establish contact with me, but I'll let you think on that. More than 1800, not just 1800. And if you want to know what I mean by this, you're going to have to get in touch. So now the ball's in your court. You have to make the first move. Anyway, I hope we can be friends. You are such an actress that has majorly touched me in a way that greatly inspired me. And hopefully we'll get to meet one day. So I do wish you and your family the very best. Anyone who would like to join me on this quest to getting the Lost Pages of Time done, so that when I finally get an agent and contact different producers of different stations here in USA, maybe even in London or both, something will come of it. So I will talk to you later. Okay, to make a donation, just go to www.gofundyu.com. Be under the category of education, or as you can see here in the picture, you can write that down, put it in your web browser, and it should take you right there. Excuse me. It's the only one that'll have my current legal name, Leslie A. Lechner, London, a referral to it, because there's nobody else that should have my name like that in the whole GoFundYou.com area. If you have to do it the long way instead of what's being shown in this photo. So that's for anyone who would like to make a donation so I can achieve my goal of getting to London to register, apply for my International American Scholarship to pay for my first year there, which I found out I could qualify for. And because I'll be living there for 3 years, so I have no family, no friends yet in London. I think I am quite a fun person to hang around. Who knows? Maybe I might meet a lot of cool people there that will find me, this American guy, funny with my funny accent. And I'm sure I'll make mistakes along the way, and hopefully, if I do run into Emilia, I would still, with her permission, like to treat her out to dinner, but I'm going to let her decide on that. But yeah, I think once people of London, even like Emilia Clarke, get the chance to know me, you might not be disappointed in who you meet, because again, I'm not just like anybody. You may have met Americans before, but you know what they say, people's personalities are like snowflakes. And you might, if you laugh at me, it's okay, Amelia. I am so okay with this. You have nothing to worry about. I'll probably be laughing with you because it's like, oh wow, I finally got her to laugh and smile, so I achieved something. So I have a good a sense of humor and everything. So I guess I will hope to meet you soon. I've got a lot of hard work ahead of me. I'm so excited about this. Um, it's like my whole world's unfolding because of this magical aura that, I've lost weight, improved my looks. I mean, it's all because of you. I think that hopefully you would take that as a compliment. It's not meant as an offense, or, and then so, I mean, when you have greatly impacted somebody in that way, I mean, that's got to tell you something positive, right? At least that's what I would think. Most people would think like, wow, I didn't know I had that much influence on somebody. So I'm just hoping that we can start from this point forward of what you're listening to on a friendship level. And should you Skype me, oh my gosh, I hope I'll be sitting down. Otherwise, I wouldn't blame you if you laughed at me if I fell off the chair. And of course, I'd be probably turning 3 shades red. I'd be so embarrassed. It'd be like, oh my gosh, Amelia actually contacted me. I would be so excited, but so anyway, um, I do hope I get to meet you, eventually. I think it would be quite the honor of meeting someone so talented, beautiful, sensual. Not that I'm trying to go overboard, okay. Um, and if you did see him in person, just promise me you're not gonna throw a ketchup bottle at me. I mean, granted, I might want souvenirs from London, but it might be a painful one to say, oh yeah, Amelia threw a ketchup bottle at me, got this bump on my head. I didn't get totally knocked unconscious, but that's my souvenir from Amelia. You see again the funny humor I got about this, although that would probably be rather painful. So anyway, maybe I will hear from you, maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm just reaching out to let you know that I said I'm sorry. It's done publicly. I don't know what else I can do, so I guess I just wait to see what happens. Well, you take care, Amelia, and I wish you the best, and who knows? We'll see what happens.